Hey, I'm excited to talk to you. Today I just wanted to share some summer favorites. There isn't a lot of large groupings between these items. It's kind of a lot of random things that I've been enjoying. Hopefully you're into that. But yeah, I have about 12 different things that I want to discuss with you. And so I hope that you're excited. I'm excited. Yeah. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the summer. It's June. I am full of energy. I have been getting a lot of rest, and I am just really excited to share with you some of my favorite items that have been really helping me enjoy this time of year. I mean, I guess these are just things that I've just kind of discovered recently, maybe not so recently, that I thought maybe you would also like to know about. I have some fragrance, I have some food items that I want to talk to you about, maybe one or two beauty products, a supplement, and a book. It's a random assortment of things. Yeah, so let's get into it. The first thing that I want to share with you is this Naoki matcha. My sister recommended this matcha to me. I always thought that I didn't really like matcha, but then once I tried this, I realized that I was just having lower quality matcha. And also, you do need to sweeten it, or at least I sweeten it. This is their first spring blend organic ceremonial grade matcha. It's really smooth, which I appreciate, and it just works really well with a lot of drinks. I really struggle with caffeine. I'm not a coffee drinker. I'll drink it every once in a while, like if I really need a boost. Coffee has always made me feel extremely jittery and just anxious, and it's really uncomfortable for me to take in a lot of caffeine at one time. But what I like about matcha is that, one, it's lower in caffeine than like a typical cup of coffee is, but also it contains L-theanine, which is found in a lot of green teas. And so L-theanine basically helps give you like a calm focus, as opposed to coffee, which I don't think contains L-theanine. And it just kind of gives you like this big rush of caffeine, and then you kind of crash later. So I've become a really big fan of matcha, and I like to use unsweetened soy milk, and then I've been using an oat milk creamer as well. And that's pretty much it. Sometimes I like to add a little bit of cocoa powder to it. I've noticed that when you warm your matcha, like when you steep it in warm water, it can sometimes bring out some cacao-y type notes, and that's actually something that they mention in their description of this. And so I kind of wanted to enhance that, so sometimes I'll add a little bit of cocoa powder to it, and I'll sift that with the matcha, and I think that that's really delicious as well. It does mute the color some, and the color is a big selling point for me, but it's a really delicious drink, and it kind of reminds me of like a Thai tea. I remember the first time I tried a Thai tea, I said like, oh, it kind of tastes like chocolate milk. And then like a few years later, I was with my brother when he tried a Thai tea, and he was like, oh, it kind of tastes like chocolate milk. And so to me, like having a matcha with a little bit of cocoa powder kind of is like a more adult, refined chocolate milk. Do with that what you will. But yeah, I've been really into this. It really gives me a little boost in the morning without making me feel like I'm panicking and dying. So we love that. But yeah, that's the first one. The next item that I wanted to share with you is actually kind of related to the matcha. It is an L-theanine supplement. I'm no stranger to anxiety, and this is one of the supplements that I take to help calm me throughout the day. And so I take one or two of these in the morning, and I really do notice a difference in my mood and my comfortability throughout the day. It really just helps keep a girl calm. This is the Nature's Trove 200 milligram L-theanine. And actually, if you look at the bottle, you know, it actually says that L-theanine is naturally found in green tea, which is what matcha also contains. I've thought about doing a video where I talk about practical things that have helped me with anxiety, but I'm kind of nervous to do that. I don't know. If you feel like you would benefit from that, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, this is one of the supplements that I take to help with that. And the capsules aren't real big. Yeah, capsules are that big, so they're not hard for me to swallow. But what I like about this though is that I don't have any side effects with it. It just makes me feel calmer throughout the day. It's really that simple. I don't really have a lot to say about it. But yeah, I try to stay loaded up with L-theanine, whether it be through this or through matcha, but I do take this every day. You can also take this at night. I do find though that like my dreams are more vivid. I don't know if people use L-theanine as a sleep aid, but I feel like they do because I mean it calms you down. So what I have noticed though is that if I take this at night, then I do tend to have more vivid dreams, which usually I don't love. I feel like the more vivid my dreams are, the crazier they be. But in the morning, this is great. Yeah, but this is great for anxiety. I've still been doing the same lip combo that I mentioned in my previous favorites video. I use the Fenty Shadow Sticks in Brownie Batter. I use it as a lip liner. It is not sharp at all. Like it's a very rounded tip, like it's meant to be eyeshadow. But like I use this as like a smudgy lip liner, and I've been going over it with the Fenty lip oil in Rose Amber. I don't know how well you can tell, but it's like a sparkly neutral brown. It's really pretty by itself, but I do like to line my lips with it. This is actually what I'm wearing right now. I know the lighting is not top tier in here, so you may not be able to tell, but yeah, this has been like my go-to lip combo. If you are a fan of Gloss Bomb, this is a different formula. Gloss Bomb is thicker, it's stickier, but it's longer lasting. This is a lighter formula, but it does not last as long. Like it kind of sets into the lips probably within an hour or so. I don't mind that though, just because sometimes I want to wear makeup for a short amount of time and I don't want it to like last forever. I often wear this in like for like 1 to 2 hours at a time. Like if I'm just at a very, at an event that isn't super long. Yeah, but this is really cute and it kind of just goes with everything. And it's like a sheer brown, similar to how the Gloss Bombs are. And it's just, it's cute for every day. You can dress it up, you can dress it down. It looks like you put in more work than you did, which is what I'm always going for with makeup. But yeah, this has been really, really cool. Next up on my list of favorites is a company called ScentSplit. I guess more broadly, any perfume rebottling company. So I've bought items from Lucky Scent, ScentSplit, and FragranceNet.com, and I've really been enjoying them because you can buy samples of perfumes, you can buy slightly larger, but not full-size bottles of perfumes. You can also buy the full-size bottles of perfumes. And so it's been really, really helpful in my exploration of perfume. I guess I'm relatively new to fragrance. I've worn perfume my whole life, but I guess I'm relatively new at like really diving deep into the notes and, figuring out like what kind of combinations I like and what kind of, what do you call that? Like the projection of a perfume. Like I'm kind of new to just figuring out what my signature perfumes are. I've subscribed to Scentbird for a while, off and on, but what I like about these companies more is that you can get even smaller samples for even cheaper. And I love getting samples. Like I love figuring out like, is this something that I like? And if you don't like it, then you didn't spend a lot of money on it. A lot of the samples on these companies are between like $5 and $10, and so you're not taking like a big financial risk in getting one. So recently from ScentSplit I got Love Declaration. Maybe I should pull up the notes. The notes are Sicilian orange, Calabrian bergamot and Sicilian lemon, red fruits, Madagascar vanilla, amber, and white musk. I like the sound of all of these, and so I got this one. I saw this one in a TikTok. And so that made me, and when I heard the notes read out, I was like, yeah, that sounds like something I would enjoy. And I do. Here's what I'll say. I really do not like the idea of buying someone else a perfume blindly. Like, unless you know specifically what they like, I think buying a perfume for somebody is kind of risky. However, if I was going to buy a perfume for somebody, it would probably be something like this. I think it's extremely approachable. Nothing is too strong or too harsh or too sharp in it. I think that this is a perfume that has a lot of mass appeal. It's sweet, it's fruity, but it's also grounded with the vanilla, the musk, and the amber. I would say it's well-rounded, and it's extremely appealing and approachable. I would say that this is a very easygoing fragrance. So I got the 2 milliliter glass spray, and so this was $9, which I'm not mad at. And then another thing too, it takes me years to go through a full-size bottle of perfume, and over time your tastes may change. And so I like the idea of getting smaller sizes of perfumes because I can actually finish the bottle, and I'll probably get through it before I'm kind of over it. Sometimes I get over fragrances. So also from ScentSplit, I also got a 5 milliliter in this perfume called Drunk Lovers from Born to Stand Out. Now, if you remember, a while back, my husband and I had a friend stay with us for a couple weeks, and he is really, really, really into fragrance. And so I just take all of his recommendations. And so this was one of the ones that he brought when he stayed with us, and he let me try it on, and I was pretty hooked. And so I always kept in my photos or in my notes that I needed to buy this. And I finally got around to buying it. I didn't buy a full size, even though I knew I really liked it. But just a cute little 5 milliliter, something that will last for a while, but isn't gonna be $100, $200, But yeah, I'm actually wearing this one right now also. It's very date night. Yeah, I think you could tell that by the name, but I don't think that this is a work perfume. I think that this is a going out with your significant other perfume. Very bold. The notes in this one are bergamot, grapefruit, lemon, lemongrass, red berries, Texas cedar, clary sage, cognac, cypress, ginger, pepper, amber, amyris, cardamom, cinnamon, musk, patchouli, Sumatra benzoin, vanilla orchid, vetiver, and Virginia cedar. I mentioned in a previous perfume review, sometimes perfumes are a little bit too mature for me. I think that this is at the very top of maturity that I'm willing to go. With those spices and the cognac and whatnot, it elevates it, This is a mature perfume that is still just approachable enough for me. This is a 5-star perfume for me. I love this one. I'm kind of addicted to it. I'm taking this one on vacation soon. And I got it a couple weeks ago. And I've made a little dent in it so far. I'm surprised it's not more. I guess I'm just trying to hold myself back, but she's 5 stars. She's perfect. All right, and the last perfume that I got from ScentSplit is Naked Dance by Oddity. So on the actual Oddity website, the notes are orange blossom, bergamot, green tea, rice, clay, lily, iris, a drop of Turkish rose, white musk, incense, sandalwood, vetiver, tonka, guaiac wood. Or guaiac wood. That's what we're going to go with. I'm a big bergamot fan. All the perfumes I just listed out to you have bergamot in them. That's one of my favorite notes. I'm also really a fan of rose, but I like rose that pulls sweet more than floral. You really smell the incense. It's a smoky, soft floral fragrance. I think sometimes the floral can get a little bit overwhelming for me, and so sometimes what I'll do is I'll just spray it on the back of my knees or on the back of my neck, where I'm not inhaling it directly. Yeah, but this one's really unique. I like this one. From the same perfume company, Oddity. Now, I didn't get this one from ScentSplit or any of the other rebottling companies. I actually got this one from the website. This is Delulu by Oddity. I did a short form review of this one on YouTube as well, if you want to check that out. I read the notes online and I said, I need that one. Now, This is a 10 milliliter, I think, and it was $40. I really do not like risking, like a more expensive purchase if it's not something that I'm absolutely certain I'm gonna like. But I was really confident in the notes, and this definitely did not disappoint. It's fruity, it's rosy, it's bright, it's fun, it's youthful, but it's not childish. Like, I smelled this one and I was like, this is a vacation perfume. You wear this when you are feeling joy and happiness and giddiness. I love this one. Like, I got this one within the last maybe month or so, and I've used a significant amount of it. Like, it's like halfway gone. I'm kind of obsessed with this one. I'm really glad that I got it, and I'm glad I got it in the size that I did. Like, when I had heard about this one, it had just come out, and so it wasn't available on the websites where you can buy samples yet. And so I just went ahead and bought the travel size on the actual company's website. And of course, after I bought it, like, it went on those rebottling companies, and I was like, oh my god, what if I don't like it? What if I don't like it? I should have just waited until I could get a sample. No. This is an excellent fragrance. I love this one. I do wish that it lasted a little bit longer. If I put it on at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day, I don't smell it anymore. The longevity of this one isn't excellent. That's the only reason why I would not give this one 5 stars, but I would give it 4.25. That's how I'm feeling today, 4.25. It's beautiful. I love this one. And as it dries down, the rose comes out a little bit more. So I like the initial fragrance, but I also like the dried down fragrance. It's darling. The next thing that I want to talk to you about is a book that I finished recently. This is Open Water by Caleb Azuma Nelson. It is a love story about 2 Black British artists. Both of the main characters are unnamed, but at the same time, you feel like you know the man very intimately. I guess I have a few things to say about this one. So I'll just try to give you a quick review of this book. It's told in the second person, which is very unusual. And I was afraid that it would take me out of the book, but it actually didn't. It is extremely poetic. It literally reads like poetry. It's extremely tender and thoughtful. Sometimes a work of literature makes you feel seen, and that's how I felt reading this book. It made me feel known. And I think that that's a really powerful feeling to get from a work of fiction. We get more of the male protagonist side of the story. I do wish that we'd gotten a little bit more from his love interest, but we really see the interior thoughts and emotions of this character. We see his fears with being a Black man. We see his fears about falling in love. We see his fears about how he operates within his community. It's extremely poignant. And what's crazy is it's a very short read, but it took me a while to get through, not because I wasn't enjoying it, but because it's a book that makes you pause and think. It was just lovely. I just felt deeply touched by this one. I actually want to read this author's other book. I forget what it's called right now, but I just felt very touched by this book. I recommend this to anybody. And this is a debut novel. I feel like that's so disrespectful. How are you this good on your first try? Come on now. I would be thrilled if I had half the talent of Caleb Azuma Nelson, truly. The next thing that I want to talk to you about is my sketchbook. I think this was like $9 on Amazon. Here's what I like about it. I like writing in a sketchbook because I like writing with no lines. To me, it's easier to really fully express my thoughts and get them all out if I'm not confined to lines. And I know that that sounds so woo-woo, but like sometimes I like to write straight across. Sometimes I like to write in the edges, and it just feels a lot more flexible. And also I think like when I'm starting to write something, it also just looks a lot cleaner. And what I like about this sketchbook is that the pages are large. I really do not like writing in a small notebook. Like, I just feel like it's useless. It's not actually useless, but I do not like writing in a small notebook. I like having big pages. I love having big pages. And I like that this one is hardback, so it's nice and sturdy. And I just throw this in my tote bag whenever I'm thinking I may stop somewhere and write. Yeah, I like writing in a sketchbook, so I like to do my planning for videos, or if I'm working on a little fiction, I'll write this in here as well. I have been seeing a few videos about people's journal ecosystems and whatnot. That's intense to me. I do like the idea of having multiple notebooks in one, because if I'm just using one notebook, then things do just get mixed up. But I think that for a single purpose, this works really well. It's sturdy, it's clean. I like the big pages. I feel like I can just kind of do whatever. If I want to draw, I can draw. If I want to write, I can write. If I want to write sideways, I can write sideways. If I want to draw a bunch of arrows, I can draw a bunch of arrows. I like writing in a sketchbook because it feels freer than writing in a lined notebook. And yeah, this is just really helpful for me to keep track of my thoughts, business things, video things, other creative project things. It's just really nice to have a single place for that. So yeah, that's my sketchbook. Lately, I've also been getting into more playlists on YouTube. I've been listening to a lot of playlists from this YouTube channel called Loaf, and they put out like these hour-long playlists that are good for studying, working, etc. And usually the thumbnail is like some kind of ultra delicious looking drink or dessert. I do want to let you know that I have a monthly newsletter that you can sign up for at housegustav.com. And in that newsletter, I give design tips. I also give monthly favorites and personal and business updates. In that newsletter recently, I think in the month of May or April, I mentioned a playlist by, I can't quite get the name, but I mentioned a playlist. I'll put it up here. I mentioned a playlist that I really liked, and I liked the artwork that goes along with it. The next few things I want to talk about are food items. I've been kind of obsessed with marinated soft-boiled eggs lately. I think they're called Mayak eggs or drug eggs because they're so addictive. Soft-boiled eggs marinated in soy sauce, green onion, garlic, just whatever you like. It's so good. I really love to eat them with like I buy like Costco's frozen ramen, and so I like to add those boiled eggs for extra protein, and just because they're just so delicious. I also kind of eat them on toast. They are so good. Oh my gosh. I love a jammy egg, and if you let the eggs absorb the marinade for a couple days, it just soaks all the way through, and you just get like this super savory, delicious, like far better than what you think an egg can be. It's so good. I highly recommend that. It's easy to do. The hardest part to me is peeling the eggs. It's like if you cook them longer, then they're easier to peel, but then it's like you don't get that jammy texture. So I have to work on my egg peeling skills, but they're super good. There's a guy on YouTube. He posts short form content where he talks about like different recipes that you can do to make them. That's definitely worth a try. I love soft-boiled marinated eggs. They make a really great addition to any kind of stir fry, any kind of ramen. They're good by themselves. Good protein, delicious. And you know, like the longer they marinate, the better they taste. But I think you're only supposed to keep them for up to a week. There's kind of a running theme with all these foods. I've been trying to incorporate delicious ways of eating protein the last few months. And so all of these are protein forward. The next one is salmon toast. Nothing revolutionary. My husband's been buying this keto bread from Aldi, and it's like very low in calories. It's 35 calories per slice. I've just been smearing whipped cream cheese on it and then putting like 3 ounces of smoked salmon on top, and it's really good. I'll drizzle it with honey. Sometimes I'll put one of the marinated eggs I was just telling you about on top. It's a really great, filling, high protein, high fiber, delicious meal. That's my selling point. The last food item I want to talk to you about is my prosciutto and brie. So I love these crackers. I think they're called 34-degree crackers. I get the original kind, and for like months now, I've been eating those crackers with prosciutto and brie. Love that. Super good. Not super high in calories, and like a filling high protein snack or meal. And I will drizzle some honey on top of that as well. Sometimes I like to eat them with jam. There's this super delicious seedless blackberry preserve that I like to get. It's from a company called McKay's. It's so good. It's like the perfect jam. I love the taste of blackberries, but I hate the seeds. And so it's super ultra, like it's smooth, it's delicious, and it goes on everything to me. So yeah, that's a great snack as well. The last thing I want to mention is something I'm pretty sure you've already heard of. I've been rewatching seasons 1 and 2 of Ginny and Georgia in preparation to watch the new season, season 3. Season 3 just came out. I just started it last night. I know that the writing and the acting is not always the best, but the plot thickens and it beckons to me. I think that the actress who plays Georgia and the actor who plays Austin are the best actors in the show. I'm really interested to see if Georgia is going to have to face the consequences of all of her past actions, or if she'll be able to evade them longer. What I like about the show is that, yes, the main character, Georgia, has done some horrible things, but you also have to argue that a lot of the things she did were out of self-defense or defense of her children. And so there's a lot to discuss about the morality of the things that she does. And I think it's an excellent starting point for a discussion about crime. What is crime? And like, when is crime justified? Or is it ever justified? I like that there's some complexity within the characters. Georgia is not a hero or a villain, I don't think. And you see the way that a person's trauma follows them and how that trauma informs their parenting and informs their approach to life in general. And you see the way that her kids struggle with her behaviors as a result of the things that she's been through. It's really interesting. It's engaging and it's funny. And yeah, I'm excited. I hope that this is the last season, because I hope that it's actually like we're actually gonna wrap this up, because I don't want to wait years for a 4th season. I'm ready to be done. Hopefully this is the last season, but I enjoy it a lot. I really enjoy it. Those are all of the summer favorites that I wanted to share with you. I really hope that you enjoyed this time that we have spent together. Like I mentioned earlier, I do hope that you consider subscribing to my monthly newsletter. You can go to housegustav.com to subscribe for monthly favorites, design tips, personal and business updates, and I have a grand old time over there. I send it out around the 15th of each month. Sometimes I send it out on the 15th, sometimes I send it out on the 20th, sometimes I send it out on the 18th. But you can expect it around the 15th of each month in your inbox if you subscribe. Yeah. I hope that you have a lovely rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.